What up, everybody? So, first off, I need to know if you guys can start. I've already pretty much started doing these live. Someone said, "Oh, it's happening." I think they said, "No, it's happening." I was like, "Oh my gosh, no." Um, cutting out. Yes, audio's a little off. I need to fix that. I've heard that the audio can be a little off. Um, okay, cool. Well, I think it'll pausing might be me. You're saying I'm cutting out. It might be me pausing because the audio is a little sloppy on the end. Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna let this go for a few minutes, and if it doesn't settle out, then I'm gonna figure out a different software to use. Really, I'm gonna be using a different software anyway, the one that I use to film. Right now I'm using StreamYard, which is a sponsor. I'm just using that because it's super easy, and I wanna be doing live streams every single week for the foreseeable future, and so I'm making myself do that. I'm filming a video right after this, so I'm just literally gonna go from this live stream into filming a video. Um, and these will evolve. I'm thinking about changing the location of this live stream, still using a good mic, but maybe moving it to, like, my couch, something like that, or, like, my bonus room because I like this style. I like using the Mac webcam. I like it being a little more, you know, more intimate. Um, Someone said YouTube live, the mic is what is it going on? We'll have to figure it out, you guys. How is that? Is that fine? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Someone said, "No, his last name was perfect." See, that's the weird part, it's the same thing. Everyone's saying it's better. Okay, so I just need to be super close to the mic. Alright, cool. I'll make sure to do that, 'cause it's not picking up how it does in the other software that I use to film. Um, okay, cool. Well, that works then. So, what else is going on? Yeah, I'll get to super if there's any super chats, I'll get to those as they come on in, but I want to come in real quick and just chat about a few things that have been going on this week. One, recap from last week. Last week was Thanksgiving, which is honestly crazy that that happened that fast. Okay, cool. Everyone's saying my I turned it up, so hopefully that's better. Um, yeah, last week was Thanksgiving, super fun, ate a lot of good food. Hung out with Brett, that was always fun with her, I love her so much. And I'm glad that live stream meant a lot to different people out there because, I don't know, holidays can be brutal, it can be rough. I just posted a video yesterday about cutting off your parents, happening a lot, and I know during the holidays, it can be a little tough for those out there, so wanted to get a video out there on that, so give that a watch if you want. It is a very deep one, very personal one. But it's there. And I will be doing a live stream on Christmas as well. Christmas Day, I'll be having a live stream. Mother's Day, I'll be having a live stream. Father's Day, I'll be having a live stream, so that you're just not alone because holidays can be brutal and rough for different people out there. Outside of that, I did wanna touch on the whole Minnesota stuff. Excuse me? The amount of fraud and these damn Somalians. Like I said, the video that I'm filming right after this is gonna be all about Somalia, Minnesota, the fraud, what they're doing out there, so be sure to give that a watch. It's probably gonna come out Monday or Tuesday if all goes well. Um, the fraud out there is insane. So if you aren't familiar with the whole thing that's going on in Somalia right now, long story short, there's a giant fraud scheme going on with the refugees and sending kickbacks to people, for diagnosing them with, like, autism, even though they don't have autism, and then there was another one regarding food. It's all insane. It's honestly decrepit, and it's sad because I'm going through this in the video I'm gonna film, but the left-wing news isn't really reporting on the actual fraud that's going on, and by actual fraud, I mean, like, 60 people have been put away. It's crazy. There is a super chat. I know you did not. Can you get me a signed WAN Jave shirt from Nick? If you're unfamiliar with what that is, that's a white ass going hard AF. Um, Signed? I can try. I can try, but I'll try to get you one shirt. Why not, you know? But yeah, there's a lot of fraud happening in Minnesota, and it's unfortunate because I do feel bad for, like, regular Somalians being brought up in the mix, similar to how there's gay people out there, and the regular gay people are being roped in with the modern day LGBTQ community. I do feel bad for the regular, every regular day, Somalians and Minnesotan people minding their business, being roped up and lumped in with this crowd of just bad immigrants. And I'm all for immigrants. I'm all for you coming to this country. I'm all for you being a contributing person to the society. However, I do think that requires a little bit of assimilation. I do. I think it does require people, you know, assimilating into what American culture is. Because at the end of the day, you're coming to America because what America is. And if you're coming here maintaining all the same values, culture, and like traditions that the country you left has, it's only gonna turn into the country that's there. So why are you here in the first place? Not a racist question, not a bigoted, mean question. Is a genuine thought. Why are you here in the first place if you're leaving the country you don't wanna be? You here now and talking about how great it is over there and, "Oh, Somalia, that's our town, that's our land, and represent Somalia and waving the flag." Okay, then go. What's the problem with that? Um, let's see. Someone said, "Your mic is stuttering with." I'm weak. It is. We're gonna get this settled, you guys. We're gonna this is authentic, it's real, it's natural. We're going with the flow. We have a list of things we're gonna fix. We're gonna fix the delays, we're gonna fix the mic, we're gonna fix the volume. We're gonna make sure all that is settled because I'm going to be doing this weekly. You can count on me, Amir, going live. It's the second week in a row, and I'm not gonna stop. You can count on me going live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central. Done. Shush, shush, kabosh. 2 p.m. Central every week, I will be going live. And at the start of the new year, you will be able to find this version, like, of my show, what we're doing here, on Spotify and Apple, and the video will be on Spotify too. Like, I'm literally transforming. If you really want the tea, for all of those that's here, if you really wanna know what I'm doing and why I, like, started going live is because this is going to be turning into my podcast. I wanna do a live podcast every week, every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, and for those that are live and you catch it live, great, you can chit chat, it's fun, it's here, and then if you wanna rewatch it, it can be on Spotify and it can be on Apple, and I want it to be a more of a audio focus first, you know? I want this to be something that where you don't have to pay attention to it fully, because I know for my main channel videos, you like, it's kinda hard to just listen to that. You do need to at least watch it to see what I'm reacting to, what I'm commentating on. But this, I'm gonna try my best to make sure that you can listen to it, whether you're in the car, running errands, or cleaning the house, or you're still even eating the meal. I wanna make sure that it's fitting for those just listening, but also still entertaining for those that are watching. So, all this, like, that's why I haven't really announced anything yet because we're in this little trial phase of, okay, what works, what doesn't, what do I need to tweak, and all of that. So you guys are pretty much a part of the very beginning of this. Um, so yeah, you guys love the support. Honestly, while I have y'all here, y'all are really active in the chat, let me know, I'm gonna do this. Will it be okay, let me know what you want out of this podcast. What would be entertaining to you? What would you like? Um, right now, I have a set flow of, like, recapping last week, going into the news from the current week, and then there is a ranting segment, not necessarily Jamal, but just me just talking to you guys like this is a FaceTime, like, whatever's on my mind, and then I do have on my website, I've been collecting the answers. If you do go to amirodom.com and you hit submit, like, there's a form for you to submit questions. You can do a video question, you could do a text question, and I will answer it within the podcast. I want you guys a part of this. Like, I want you guys it's gonna be like a advice segment, pretty much. So, the top half, the news from the week, quick little opinions of what's going on, and then the other half is gonna be, like, me whatever's on my mind from the last week, and then a little Q&A slash, like, ask, like, advice section, and then so that's that. So, let me know if you like that flow, appreciate, love all the comments. This is going to be great. I'm really excited. Um, it's gonna be very fun. Okay, and people are asking, "What about Jamal?" Random, this sign right here, it says, "I'm about to bring out Jamal." I don't know if you're in the chat right now, probably not. Someone made that. That's hand painted. I'm about to bring out Jamal. So, for those 1, if you're wondering who the hell Jamal is, Jamal's my alter ego, Jamal's my angry black man side. Jamal can get hood, Jamal can get ratchet. Jamal will have his own video series. Y'all the first to know it. You're getting a lot of tea. You're getting a lot of things spilled in this, live stream right now. Jamal's getting his own video series. Jamal is getting his own rants pretty much. Like like, the podcast is going to be having in the live streams, they're gonna be having me share my opinion, it's really very authentic, but Jamal will be a little bit more I think Jamal, it'll be a little more hood. Jamal's gonna be very it'll be interesting. But a lot of you guys have been asking about it because Jamal does just come out. Like, I'll just be talking about a topic, and then it'll just turn into just, "You know what? F it." And I just turn hood, and that's Jamal. And so now we are gonna try to get Jamal to be, have his own series. So Amir can say, this one made me laugh. So Amir can say, "No, that wasn't me, that was Jamal." Accurate. "That wasn't me. I ain't say shit about that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That wasn't me." So, that's just to fill you in on, like, what's happening right now. So this is like a precursor/trial period of the actual podcast because I want this to be as personal and it's an audio focus first. The video will be fun, our chatting here on the screen, super chats will be up. I'm gonna have, like, overlays of, like, whatever I'm talking about, so you guys can stay followed along. But, yeah, it's gonna be very fun. I'm excited about it, and I want it to be live because I feel like I'm not editing a podcast anyway, so it might as well be live. If I'm not gonna edit my podcast and I want my podcast to be as authentic as possible, my YouTube videos are still authentic, it's just I do remove gaps and I'll re-say a sentence if I, like, butchered something, but this, I just want it to be completely unedited, completely just, I have an outline, a flow of what I wanna talk about, and we can just keep going because that's my favorite part about this platform is that I'm able to just chat and kick it with you guys. None of this is what I'm doing right now is really causing mental energy. If anything, yes, sometimes I do get tired of talking, but this right here, the back and forth, you guys in the comments, it's fun. I actually thoroughly enjoy it. I love my career. I love what I do for work. So, I don't know. I just feel like It'll just be fun just kicking it, chilling with you guys, talking about the news from the week and answering questions. And real quick, shout out to the super chat. Thank you so much for this. Jamal's video is gonna be mental health therapy for you and all of us. When is the Jamal merch coming? Coming soon. I actually child, the merch has been in progress. The merch is already designed, the merch has already been sent off, the merch has already been paid for. I'm just I have to get this settled. There are some things I have to do on the back end. It's a solo show over here, okay? It's a solo show. I have not really that solo. I have help, like, writing these, show notes and, like, my podcast outline. That's my bro, love him, producer, and then we have some clip farmers here and there, like, to help me figure out stories to talk about, but as far as, like, admin side, a lot of it's still on me, so I need to outsource a lot of this. I need to just get that done. But, yeah, merch is coming, and this is gonna be a regularly recurring thing where we can just hang out and chat. So, yeah, so more about this whole Minnesota debacle. Let me move this mic. More about this Minnesota debacle. What frustrates me most about what's going on in Minnesota and Somalia, well, not in Somalia, but Somalians and Trump talking about their country's trash, and people are like, "Oh, he's racist, he's this and that." At the end of the day, we can confidently say that a lot of the Somalians out in Minnesota are assimilating into American culture. A lot of the Somalians that we see in Minnesota, in Dearborn, Michigan, are waving the Somalian flag, barely know a lick of English, the call to prayers at 5 AM from all the mosque. It is still it's not an assimilating society, and again, the best thing that I can point to right now is that we travel for a reason. You go to France 'cause you have an idea of what France is. You go to Vegas because you know what to expect from Vegas, but can you imagine going on a bachelor party saying, "I'm gonna go to Vegas," but then you actually land in, like, I don't know, Casper, Wyoming? It's not the same. You have a set expectation of what Vegas is. So, in this part, we have a set expectation of what America is, and that's okay to have. And there are far too many places in this country where you go to, and it doesn't even feel like you're in this country. And it's okay to call that out. It's okay to say, "You know what? Maybe it is wrong that you have a mayor not speaking English." Maybe that's a problem. Maybe it's a problem you have people waving the flag of a foreign country in America. Maybe that's a problem. It's so frustrating to me. I'm not fond of it. I never have been, and it never made sense to me why you want to come to America, but not assimilate to America. You wanna come to America, and you're actively trying to turn it into the country you fled. You know what? Like Ilhan Omar, how are you sitting here like, "I am a proud Somalian refugee." How the hell you a proud refugee? You had to flee. You left. It was dangerous. And you're proud? "I'm proud of my home country." How the hell you a refugee? Y'all, this shit don't make no sense. It don't add up. It don't add up. It doesn't. Let's get into some super chats real quick. Thank you so much for love and support. This one says, "Jamal's video is gonna be" oh, we already read that one. Um, thank you so much for the support. "Hey, I watch her as a Black centrist leaning left or right, depending on the issues. Love it. You have been giving me courage, honest with my feelings. After courage, some left me laughing. I've been bold in my opinions, and I can't wait to see more live." That makes me so happy. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're feeling more I'm glad you're feeling more just open to share your opinion and being vocal about it and, standing firm in that. That makes me happy. I'm excited for you, and thank you for the love and support. I'm glad my videos have been encouraging, and I'm glad you're looking forward to more lives. Like I said, you guys, y'all hold me accountable. I'm holding myself accountable even saying this out loud, but yeah, every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, I will be live. Somehow, some way. I'm figuring it out mid-January because I'm going on a 2-week vacation. So, I'm gonna figure out those Thursdays, whether they're already pre-recorded like, videos or I just go live at a different time. I'll let you know. But besides that, yeah, I'll be live every week, every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central. Put it on your calendar. This one says, "From Cargar, thank you so much for the support. We getting Christmas cards this year? Are you preparing for us now?" I still have mine from last year. I think it was. I love that idea. You know what about those Christmas cards that's crazy? What's crazy is that I got so many sent back. I think the addresses got messed up or something. It was honestly a nightmare. It was. But there's still actually, it was December 4th. It's way too late to send out Christmas cards at this point and, like, create them. But Imma have something for you guys. Imma have a little Christmas something, something for y'all. Best believe. But yeah, the Minnesota stuff, that's the frustrating part to me is just how people aren't assimilating into American culture. And it's sad. Even that video from my friend Nick Shirley he made, he was highlighting how these guys were like, "Oh, I'd much rather fight for Somalia than America." Again, why are you here? And there's Oliver. Hi, buddy boy. You wanna say hi to the people? Do you wanna say hi to the people? Come here. Oh, oh my goodness. He's huge. Um, 75-pound golden doodle. He's massive. Say hi, buddy. Imma have to put him down. Hi, bud. Okay. Okay. You can get off now. You wanna stay? Bruh. Go. Oh. That's the buddy boy. He will be in the live streams as well. There's a bed right there. Now he just "Hey, Judy. Can I pet that dog?" That's my favorite video. "Can I pet that dog?" Um, yeah, there's Oliver. He's a good boy. He's the bestest boy. Yeah, I wish more people were just assimilating into American culture, that's the sad part. But outside of that, because 'cause I'm gonna film a video on that, can we talk about Candace Owens and TPUSA finally having a conversation? So on this topic, if you aren't caught up to date, and y'all can help me in the comments too. Basically, I already did a video on Candace and Turning Point, everything that's going on over there, but if you aren't caught up to date, Candace Owens is really just questioning what's happening with Charlie Kirk's death. How did he die? Why isn't why is Turning Point being silent? What are some things that can be addressed? And she's tracking down planes and she's doing everything, right? And this is very interesting for me because obviously I personally know Candace. I personally know a lot of the people at Turning Point. I've been involved in those circles since 2018. So, there's a lot of context that I do have, especially on the back end, but from what I can see immediately is 1, I will always fight for the right for someone to express their opinion and question things. That's one of the main things I learned from Turning Point early on. So for Candace's sake, I don't care. Like, she's allowed to question things, she's allowed to come up with these theories. If we can theorize if the earth is flat, if God is real, who killed JFK? We can theorize, okay, well, what really happened to Charlie? Allowed to theorize that, and I know it's hurt some people, and the questions that she's asking and the things that she's saying is hurting some people, but you're allowed to hurt people, you're allowed to ask questions, and really, all of this could have been avoided. All of this could have been avoided had they just answered questions from the beginning. I mean, again, if they just answered all these questions from the very beginning, none of this would be a problem. And that's all I really feel like people want is truth. They want more answers. Not getting answers, that's what makes people theorize. When you're just like, "Well, just here's what it is. Here's every single claim. Here's this, here's that. Here's what really happened," and you're allowed to look at those things. Because again, I think a lot of people forget the cruel world that we live in. We live in a very corrupt society. We live in a very corrupt world. For the most part, this country is safe, it's legit, it gets things done. But on the other side, this country has been responsible for, like, the Tuskegee experiments. You know, it has been responsible for MK Ultra, really drugging and experimenting on citizens. This country has been responsible for Operation Paperclip, taking in the top, the most supreme, the best Nazis into this country to create NASA, to work hand in hand with Disney. Uh, you know, there have been many theories around MLK, JFK, and the weak side in our country and their death. So when it comes to Charlie, who was at a JFK, MLK level, you can theorize on it, you can question some things. I'm just saying. Um, real quick, just super chat real quick. Mir, can you please make a video on the evil black woman called Black Boule? They are wrong with the white Illuminati. I'll look into it, 'cause I have heard about that before. I have. But I wanna get to some of these comments to see what you guys are thinking. Heard going after people isn't helping at all, you know? You can ask questions. I don't know what else to tell y'all, like, that's just the side that I'm on. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Ooh, jeez. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm glad they're finally having a conversation. I don't think this is like a "oh," I think this is what people have been wanting this entire people have been wanting them to have an open conversation. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how it play out and when it will play out. What I don't like, real quick, is, the recent that they I was like I think Candace will talk about it today on her show, but it was very confusing too. Yeah, they're like, "Okay, well, it's happening on Monday, December 15th at 4 PM Eastern. We'll be streaming from Charlie's, Phoenix studio." And then at the end of the tweet, they say, and this is Charlie's team, "If Candace wishes to join us in Phoenix, she's welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of today." Why didn't you just email her or call her? Why didn't y'all just work together on a good date and time that works to do this together? That was the weird part to me. Even Candace said that that's kinda weird you didn't email or call me to ask about your time. I'm hearing about this via so you agree to have the conversation, but then, like, you're like, "Well, it's happening this date, this time," without even talking to the person you're having the conversation with. I don't know, but as of, 5 hours ago, Candace said, "I will also add that I'm happily to jump on Charlie's show anywhere than virtually as well. I was serious when I said we can even do it today even. Virtually, I can make it happen pretty much any day because it's easier to move things around with the kids and find someone to sub for my morning hubs homeschooling." But Candace is down. She's down, she's down to be flexible and move around different things, so that's good, but I did find it a little bit weird how they went about that, but that's an update on that. We'll see what's gonna happen, um, because I this is all people have been wanting. It's all people have been wanting. Thank you so much for the super chat. Will you or have you made a video on AI? I have, um, I have. I can do it again. Obviously, I can always talk about everything at any given time. There's lots of different ways of, talking about different things, whether AI is in school or work or whatever it may be. I do have a video on AI, um, in college, so that is on my feed. Thank you so much for the super chat, Aiden. Want to say thank you for always including it's going called going through for a reason at the end of at the end of your videos. The positive messages have helped to fight negative thoughts recently. I'm glad. It's why I said at the end of every video, it's called going through for a reason. You're not stuck there, you will survive. What the hell you got going on? Life, family, friends, school, health, whatever's happening right now in your own life, Hayden, you got this, and everybody else watching this, you got it too. It's quite literally called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck there. This is a season that will pass, and you have to just don't lose sight of that. Do not lose sight of that, and I understand, and I'm thankful that that message resonates with so many people out there, but I've been doing it at the end of every video for the longest time, well over a year now. At the end of every one of my videos is basically a little inspirational rant, and I actually am working on the video. Let me know in the comments because it's a little different than my regular content, but I thought about, making a video. Let me pull this up real quick. Um, it's basically like the end of my videos, but an entire one. So it's the one mindset that changed my entire life, no matter your age. And the entire video is focusing on how I changed my life with my mindset and me fighting through my self-deleting battles, and my failed attempts and what really turned my life around. Let me know if you'd like to see a video like that. Just hit a yes or just like, all that. I will make this video. I have it. I've been working on it, because I thought it'd be a good spot to, make for, the new year, in like a more motivational side of things, but yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. So nice. I'm glad that's receptive. Cool. We'll be sure to do that. So yeah, that's the news on the Candace stuff. Right now, we're just waiting to see when they're gonna have this conversation and when they're gonna address all the claims, because I do feel like you're allowed to question things. It's weird to me how we're allowed to question COVID, we're allowed to question pretty much everything under the sun, but now when it comes to Charlie, everyone's like, "Shh, you can't say that." Why? That's so odd to me, that's so strange. We should be able to say whatever's on our mind and what we wanna talk about. That's it. Ming Chang said, "Amir, have you seen the channel Wolves on Finance? They put out a video of the fraud on TPUSA. Blew my mind how deep it is, highly suggest to everyone." On this topic, we talking about fraud in, Minneapolis and Minnesota, the fraud in TPUSA. I have to I have to verify the videos that I saw. 1, make sure they're not AI. 2, make sure they're actual people, you know, and that their claims are real, like they actually did the work for TP. But there are people that have worked for Turning Point who are now, like, co-signing the claims, that there was a lot of messy stuff happening with the finances. I need to look into this, but thank you. I will take a look into that video as well, because it is a little spicy. Sergeant Secluded says, "First live, wanted to thank you so much for being so positive. You've been keeping my company while I make my first home with both renovations." Nice. Congrats on the first home. This is my first home. Congrats on that and renovations, and I'm glad it's a little company. Like I said, This your first live? Is my not my first live. I've done a little live, but this is my first, like, consistent live. Every Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, you will find me here. You will find me here. I'm excited about that. Um, Shout out to producer Spencer. I like this live format. I'm glad you do. Thank you for the super chat. You just paid yourself. I love him down. That's the bestie. Um, but enough of thank you guys so much. Enough of that. So, one thing that has been on my mind this past week, and it's just gonna be a quick little tirade rant, and I will get if you send a super chat, I will get to them. I have them over here on the side. I will get to you. If you send me a super chat, I will read it after this little rant. Something that's been on my mind recently, there's been a lot, honestly. I think, really one of the biggest ones, and I'll pick something else. One of the biggest things that's been on my mind recently is the cutting off of families. Posted a video about that yesterday. Personally, because I've been going through a lot with my own parent. My father is not in my life. The boy's a bum. Never has been. I've seen him obviously a few times, but I've seen my father maybe it's 2025, I'm 30. I think I've seen that man twice this last decade. I think I've seen him 4 times the last 15 years, something like that. I think I've seen my dad 4 times the last 15 years, yeah. And then my mother, I see maybe, like, twice a year, but it's gotten extremely toxic, so I'm glad that video resonated with a lot of people out there because it is the holiday season, and it is frustrating, it is annoying just dealing with family drama, you know? Now, it doesn't have to be canceling them, it's like, I just know there's other people out there right now, like, watching this video that's just personally just dealing with family shit, and it's aggravating. The world's crazy enough, okay? We already got a lot of shit going on in the world, and then to add on to the craziness of the world, we got family drama. Ain't nobody trying to deal with that. It's so annoying. It's frustrating, but again, like I said before, it's called going through it for a reason. You ain't stuck there, so that's the one thing that has been on my mind this past week is just the amount of family drama that's out there, and then pairing that with how much is suppressed, like, how many people just squash it just to maintain peace, and then there's also this idea that you have like, loyalty or you have this maybe loyalty is the word, I feel like that's not the right word. You have this obligation. You have this obligation to cater to your parent. You have this obligation to keep family in your life even just because they're blood. I'm all for keeping family in your life. I would prefer my family in my life. Hello. I would much rather prefer to have a big old loving family. However, I do think, um, that there comes a certain point where and this is aside from, like, political differences, culture different like, it comes to a certain point where you have to maintain respect. That's all I want. Just give me respect. If you give me respect and we're family, we're always going to be family. 'Cause I understand people change and things happen, and you need a squad, you need a community. If you treat me with respect, I'm always gonna be there, but if you don't treat me with respect, why am I obligated to keep you around? If you don't treat me with respect, why am I obligated to keep you in my life and keep this toxic energy around? It makes no sense. Same thing can apply to friends with different political views. I'm all down for you to be we still being friends and keep staying in touch, and if, like, you think completely opposite of me, if there's respect. If we're not arguing, we're having fruitful conversations, you push back, I push back, and we kicking it, or we don't even talk about politics, we just keep it pushing. I just love you for who you are at your core, great. But if you are a family member that's not treating me with respect, I'm not obligated to keep you around. Because another thing that's been on my mind is how everyone's like, "Oh, blood this, blood that." Your spouse isn't blood. Your kids are, sure, like, your own spouse is not blood, but half the people out here are treating your family are treating, the person you love, like your wife, your husband, better than your family. Like, you would do more for your wife or your husband than your own family half the time. That ain't blood. So, this whole thing with, like, family dramas is so interesting because there's so many people out there that are unhappy with the way that they're being treated, and I'm not advocating for someone to just openly, like, off the bat, cut off their family. No, I'm not saying that. I want you to maintain that respect. I want you to try to fix things. I want you to recommend therapy. I want you to recommend. You should be trying your hardest to fix relationships out there. You should. But to a certain point, shit just don't work. It don't work. At a certain point, you need to remove yourself to maintain some type of standing, maintain some type of self-respect, because if you are not it's self-respect. If you're not treating yourself right, how about this? If you're allowing yourself to be surrounded by people that don't respect you, what does that say about yourself? Do you not respect your time? Do you not respect your energy? Do you not respect your worth? You should. And if you don't, that's a problem. That needs to be addressed. That needs to be fixed. And so what are you personally doing out there? If you're watching this right now, what are you doing out there to maintain your peace? That's all I really advocate for. I want you to maintain your peace. I want you to be happy. I want you to be loved. I want you to be surrounded by people that are promoting the best version of you and pushing you to become the best version of yourself. And if you're not, something needs to be addressed. Boundaries need to be put in place. Something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. But you deserve more than that. So that's a little tirade. Imma get into some questions, some Q&A, some super chats, and then I'm gonna film this video on these damn Somalis. 'Cause, listen, um, let's see, Amir Tucker Carlson interview with Milo about him not being gay anymore. No, I've met Milo before. No. Um, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for having such an engaging channel and presence. It's an honor. Thank you for your support. I mean, I wouldn't have the channel if it wasn't for y'all. Like I say all the time, like, listen, it's not hard doing content as long as you're authentic and yourself. If I was trying to be this polished up, buttoned up, "Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching the channel," it would crumble apart so damn fast. I can't hide who I am. I'm on video, like, and it's live. Y'all gonna get the real me. This is exactly how I am at a dinner, in public, if you come across and meet me, my friends on Discord, well, maybe not that. I'm a little unhinged on Discord, and, like, when I'm gaming, listen, you put me on some Fortnite Blitz, some slurs are coming out. I'm sorry, the slurs are coming out. Um, Shout out Robbie, thank you so much for the super chat. I just finished your last video, and I was thinking about my dad the whole time, and he's at home, but the way he treats me and my mom is horrible, and he was drunk crying to me the other night and tired. Yeah, it's tiring being around this energy. It's tiring being around parents. It's tiring being around parents that don't even care about being a parent, and it's disheartening being around parents that weren't even meant to be parents or don't even know how to parent. I'm grateful I'm here, grateful for everything that they fought for, provided for me, but damn, the amount of jealousy that was in me looking at everybody else like, "Damn, I wish my parents was like that. I wish my parents was like this," and I just didn't have that. It's sad. It is, but you got this. Thank you so much, Dennis, for the super chat. Started following political commentators more this year, especially after Kirk's tragedy. Glad the algorithm led me to you, Candace, Tucker, and Brett. Learning things that are censored here. Keep it up. Greetings from Croatia. Thank you so much for the love and support. Love my people out of Croatia. I've never been there. I haven't yet. But Dennis, thank you so much for the love and support. And I'm glad you landed on my content, and I'm glad that you've opened yourself up to different political views and ideas. That's really good. Australia has the worst internet connection. Thank you so much for the support and super chat. Um, I'm It's fine. I may or may not be going to Australia soon. We'll see. Someone said love Sydney. Yes, Sydney Watson's great. Sydney's a great person. Um, let's get to some more. I'm just, like, reading this chat rapid fire. Someone said kangaroo Wi-Fi. Y'all funny. Y'all funny. Yeah, I'm gonna fix okay, I'm not gonna take this offensively. I'm taking this because I value you watching this and your support. Go ahead and put in the comments what I need to fix, so I know, because I won't know if I'm just watching this. Someone said, "Hey, Pookie." Hello, Pookie. That's also, Jason. I need you to put in the comments what you need to address, what I need to address. For some people, it's my audio. For some people, there's a delay. People are just saying it's small bugs. Okay, thank you. Um, because I'm 'cause Imma go through all these after this, so that'll be good. Thank you so much for the super chat. My dream YouTube collab would be you, Amala, Brett, and Blair. Think you all might do that in the future? Please and thank you. I don't know. Maybe. I have a lot of cool things planned for 2026, like, a lot. Like, y'all know I don't do collabs on my channel. I never have, and I've never done an in-person collab on this channel. I have one that's coming up, top of the new year. That one's gonna be really fun. Uh, I need to just schedule that. There will be a special guest on this channel that a lot of you guys know and love, and a lot of you guys know that I know and love. Um, I'm You probably can guess who. I don't know. But there's somebody that's going to be on this channel very soon. And we've talked about doing a collab. I need to set it up, but we've talked about doing it, but we just need to get calendars together. But they're gonna be here. Like, it's actually going to be right here, another chair, another mic, and it's going to be a really fun video. So, I will my first guest on this channel will be somebody you all know and love. So, these comments are hilarious. It's hilarious. A lot of good guesses. There's a lot of good guesses. Um, there's a lot of good guesses. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But thank you guys for attending this live. Again, every Thursday, 2 PM Central, I will be here. I will be doing a live stream. I'm gonna address the audios. I'm gonna address a couple different things, move some things around. But yeah, welcome to the Amir podcast. Early rendition. Nothing officially announced yet, but I'm, like, slow rolling and practicing this layout, and I liked it a lot. It's very fun. It just feels like we're just hanging out and chatting, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a mix of, like if you know her, you probably don't, some of you may do, Brittany Broski. I love how it's just it looks like a FaceTime just shooting the shit, just, like, laid back chatting, but I still wanted some structure and to give you all my thoughts and opinions on different news out there. I'll be including more news clips, I glossed over some, um, but yeah, it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun, so every Thursday, 2 PM Central, And then at the start of the new year, this will be on Spotify, on iTunes, and anywhere you get podcasts. The video will be on Spotify as well, audio first. Yeah, so love you guys a ton. Real quick before I go, let me get to these super chats. Someone said oh, so I already answered that one. Last one. I need to know what's your favorite theme park and your favorite RMC. Shout out shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. If y'all don't know, I love roller coasters, like, I think my current coaster count is, 112. I think it's 112. I use Ride-along. Um, let's see. Yeah, my coaster count's 112, and my favorite theme park is probably Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I just love how themed it is. It's actually each world transports you into a different realm. I love a good theme park that puts you in a different world. Love it. So, Busch Gardens Williamsburg would be my favorite. They just have all around good rides, and it's a wholesome good time. My favorite RMC, Steve. Steve at, Cedar Point. Steel Vengeance, amazing. All I did on Steel Vengeance was just cry laughing. It is so much fun. Oh, it's so much fun. Um, yeah, so those are my favorites, and then an honorable mention, I guess, would be Twisted Timbers out in, King's Dominion. That's a good one too. That's a good one too. Shout out to all my coaster people. I love y'all. I love y'all. Hell yeah, we also love Steve, yeah. Wait, what's your favorite real quick, and then I'm head out. I love this. I need to go live more often. This is great. Um, someone said Kings Island's also a good park. Kings Island's really good. I should plan a coaster day. Oh, I'm texting I need to write that down. Could you imagine if we all met up at a theme park next year? Wait, wait. Could you imagine? It's like a meetup at a theme park. And we'll plan it out far enough in time to where, like, it can be realistic and people can come out for it. Hold on now. That would be great. Okay, I'm putting that down as a goal for 2026, a theme park day. Imma have to figure the logistics of that. Someone said Amir shuts down Cedar Point. That would be so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna start thinking of that. I'm gonna go from this video. Much love, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Love you guys a ton. And as always, I will catch you in the next video. Before I go, before I end this live stream, do know, I said it earlier, it's called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck there. I don't know, whatever you have going on in your life right now, it will pass. But you cannot give up on yourself. I don't care. I care, but I don't care how much seasonal depression you have right now, the mounting bills, health ailments, family members, annoying you, friends annoying you. You have to lock in. And in the famous words of my husband, sometimes you have to crash out in order to lock in. Go through your crash out, but lock in. You are stronger than you may realize. So with that being said, love you a ton, and I'll catch you in my next video and also live stream. Deuces.